All right, so how does the series from 2015 grab everybody? So we're going to talk about a great series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers. And for the New York Rangers, they had gone through Pittsburgh in the first round. They won that in 5, and then they beat the Washington Capitals in 7. They had to feel pretty good. They'd been in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2014, and they're looking for some measure of revenge in 2015. But Tampa Bay has something to say about it. Tampa Bay had gone through Detroit in 7 in the first round. They went through Montreal in 6 in the second round, and they would end up ending the Rangers' hopes of going to the Stanley Cup Finals, but not until we'd had a fantastic series between the two teams. So, coming into this series, the Rangers 53-22-7, they had home ice advantage. Tampa Bay was 50-24-8 during the regular season. So both teams very good during the regular season. This is a pretty good clash. 252 goals scored by the Rangers was third in the league, but Tampa Bay had 262 to lead the league. Defensively, the Rangers 192 goals allowed. They were third in the NHL. Tampa Bay 211 goals allowed. That was 11th in the NHL. So Tampa Bay favors more of a wide open game than does the Rangers. In this series, there's some wide open games. There are some close games. There are some tight defensive battles as well. And yet, it's a crazy series. So this is why I picked it from 2015. I thought that was a fantastic, crazy series. And Tampa Bay, really, I was behind them the whole way till the finals. And then, of course, in the finals against Chicago, it was just a great series of hockey. So I really didn't have any anger in me towards, whoever. Even though we had a pool at work that year, and it was a random draw, and I had drawn Tampa. So if Tampa had won the Stanley Cup, I would have won. I think it was $320. So Chicago cost me $320, and I still didn't get mad about it. Now, first period, no scoring in game 1 until the second period when Derek Stepan scores from Kreider and McDonough, 1947. So late in the second period, the Rangers have made it 1-0. Third period, some fight back from Tampa, who score on the power play. It's Palat from Johnson and Hedman at 6:45, and then Dominic Moore scores the unlikely game-winning goal, and it's unlikely because Moore, of all the players on the Rangers, he wouldn't have been the guy you would have thrown over the boards going, all right, get us the game winner. Hayes and Broussard assisted on that one at 17:35. So Bishop saves 28 out of 30 in the loss. Lundqvist saves 23 out of 24 in the victory. So we go to game 2. The Rangers looking to, of course, assert themselves at home, and Tampa Bay looking to even up the series. And special teams play a huge role in this one for Tampa, starting with a shorthanded goal from Johnson, Killorn with the assist at 5:38. Rangers even it. It's a power play goal. It's Kreider from St. Louis and Boyle at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Then Tampa Bay, it's a power play goal. It's Johnson from Stamkos and Kucherov at 11 minutes and 15 seconds to make it 2-1 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Second period, Johnson scores to make it 3-1 Tampa from Palat and Kucherov at 8 minutes and 17 seconds, followed by a power play goal by Stepan from St. Louis and Boyle at 14:17. So the Rangers are keeping it close. Going into the third period, they're down 3-2, but Tampa, the floodgates open, and then their power play would strike soon after. Killorn scores from Hedman and Filppula at 3:09. That's a 5-on-5 goal, followed by a power play goal. Stamkos from Coburn and Kucherov at 6:28. And then it's a power play goal by Killorn from Garrison and Filppula at 17 minutes and 58 seconds, just to make it 6-2. Bishop saves 35 out of 37. Lundqvist saves 20 out of 26. And we move on to game 3, which is in Tampa. And this is another crazy score. So there's 11 goals in this game. First, it's a power play goal by the Rangers. Broussard from Boyle and Stepan at 1:02. Then Jesper Fast makes it 2-0 from Kreider and McDonough at 9:55. So halfway through the second, you're on the road in game 3 and you're up 2-0. But Stamkos scores from Killorn less than 2 minutes later at 11:07. So it's 2-1 Rangers after 1. You'd still feel pretty good about being ahead on the road after the first period in a game 3 situation. Tampa Bay, a little bit past the halfway mark of the second period, take over. First is Palat on the power play from Johnson and Stamkos at 10:32, and then Johnson scores from Palat and Hedman at 13:17. Tyler Johnson had a very good series here. Killorn scores from Hedman at 17:18. That makes it 4-2, but around 30 seconds later, Fast scores from Klein and Stepan at 17:47. So Jesper Fast with a couple of goals here, and that means it's 4-3 Tampa after 2. Third period, the Rangers show that they can fight back as well. Power play goal, McDonough from Handel and Hayes. Right, Handel and Hayes, that's a That's some kind of lawyer group. 2:28. They tie it up, but Palat restores the lead from Nesterov and Kucherov at 14:05. 4 minutes after that, the Rangers tied again. Dan Boyle from Miller and Yandel at 18:04, so we go to overtime. In overtime, early on, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. It's Nikita Kucherov with the goal from Nesterov, and that makes it a 6-5 victory for Tampa. They escaped this scare. Lundqvist 34 saves on 40 shots. Bishop 23 saves on 28 shots. And generally, when a game is this sloppy and high scoring, and you're as the winning team, you're kind of glad you get out, you escape it. It has to drive coaches absolutely batty. Seeing scores like this has to drive them crazy. That okay, we went over all of these assignments and you're not getting them. So we go into Game 4 in Tampa. And Tampa now with the 2-1 lead, they have a chance to take control of the series. But as we see throughout this series, home ice doesn't mean a whole lot. And control, there isn't any. There really isn't. So from here on, home ice means 0. So 2 of the first 3 games are won by the home team. And from Game 4 on, that's not a thing. Starting with Nash scoring from Hayes and Hagelin at 17-18 to make it 1-0 Rangers after 1. Second period, Stamkos would tie it from Killorn and Filppula at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. But the Rangers would restore the lead. Kreider from Klein and Yandel at 15-16, and then Yandel scores from Klein and Nash at 17:04. Third period, the Rangers power play lays the hammer down. First, it's St. Louis from Brassard and Boyle at 5:08, and then it's Nash from Hayes and Yandel at 11:33. I'll punch that out, make sure I get that right every time. Lundqvist, 38 saves on 39 shots. Bishop, 19 saves on 24 shots in the loss for Tampa. So again, the goaltending numbers tend to fluctuate wildly in this series. And then it's Game 5. It's in New York, and this had to be frustrating to New York fans. This had to be where the series gets abundantly frustrating. Tickets are very expensive to a conference final to begin with. A Game 5 or a Game 7 has to be very expensive as well. To not see a team score in a Game 5 or a Game 7 has to be frustrating. That being said, let's go forward. No scoring in the first in New York. Second period, Tampa Bay would get the lead. It's Filppula from Stamkos and Stroman at 13:29, and then Stamkos adds goal to go with his assist from Palat and Kucherov at 18:22. Third period, no scoring. Bishop saves all 26 shots he faces, and Lundqvist saves 20 out of 22 in the loss. So now for the Rangers, they're going to Tampa with their lives on the line. And Tampa Bay can win this. And, of course, Tampa Bay makes it harder on themselves. And the Rangers show that they have some fight back in them. First period. Brassard scores from Miller and Boyle at 3:36. And then Yandel scores from Brassard and Nash at 15:30. So Rick Nash had a very good series for the New York Rangers in this one. Power play goal then by Callahan from Strawman and Bishop at 17:20. Yes, Ben Bishop gets on the score sheet a couple of times in this series. So he decides, all right, I'm doing it myself. I'll headman it up there. You just go. I'll do it. He's like a soccer goalkeeper. So second period, there's no scoring. The Rangers are up 2-1 entering the third. And in the third period, the dam bursts. Starting with JT Miller from Brassard and Nash at 3:02. And then Shepard. James Shepard scores from Moore and Glass at 6 minutes. So Tanner Glass on the board. The Wayne Gretzky of the New York Rangers. Anyways, that's an old reference to the channel from years ago. Brassard then scores from Miller and Nash at 7:14. And it's rolling. Kucherov tries to stop that roll from Johnson at 7:50. So about 30 seconds after the last goal for the Rangers. But power play goal, Nash from Yandel and Miller at 10:21. Before Kucherov scores his second of the game, Johnson and Nesterov with the assists at 13:21. However, there's an empty netter. It's the New York Rangers. It's Brassard at 18 minutes and 19 seconds. Lundqvist saves 36 out of 39 in the victory. Bishop saves 21 out of 26 in the loss. And Vasilevsky sees the net for 7 shots, and he saves 6 of them. So Vasilevsky's the backup in this. And so we go to Game 7 in New York. New York got shut out at home. They went to Tampa and showed us how it's done. They scored 7 in Game 6. This should be New York Rangers night. First period, no scoring. Second period, also no scoring. So you're going into the third period. You're at home. You're in a Game 7. It's a tie game. This is a situation that every hockey player, basically every athlete will tell you they want. It's Game 7. It's a tie game, and we have a chance to win it. at home. Perfect. This is what every athlete always talks about. 1 minute and 54 seconds into the third, it's Alex Killorn who tries to ruin the narrative with Carl and Filppula as the assists on that one, And then it stays that way until 11:17 when Palat takes all the air out of the building from Johnson and Bishop. So at 11:17, Bishop gets a second assist in as many games. And the Tampa Bay Lightning on Bishop's 22-save shutout knock out the New York Rangers. Lundqvist saves 23 out of 25. Solid appearance in Game 7. But again, if you're a New York Rangers fan and if you had tickets to Games 5 and 7, I honestly feel bad for you because you didn't see a goal. It's frustrating to be at a game and watch your team get shut out. You're looking for any reason to cheer. You're looking for something to get really excited about. So you're cheering saves by your goalie, but you're not seeing the goals for your team. You're not seeing that light, right? That yes, we're going to do this kind of moment. And Games 5 and 7, again, probably very expensive tickets. And then Game 2, they got destroyed 6-2. So if you went to Madison Square Garden for any of the 4 games, you had a 1 out of 4 chance of seeing them win, and that was only in Game 1. So that's a frustrating result. Brassard had 4 goals and 4 assists for the team that lost the series. Nash had 3 goals and 4 assists. Keith Yandle, 2 goals, 5 assists. Dan Boyle, a goal and 5 assists. JT Miller had a goal and 4 helpers for the New York Rangers. He would be a Tampa Bay Lightning member soon after, and of course now he's with Vancouver. Lundqvist is 3-4 in the series with a .902 save percentage. Save percentage isn't bad considering some of the ugly scores on the board. Tyler Johnson, 4 goals and 5 assists. Kucherov, 3 goals, 5 assists. Killorn, Palat, and Stamkos all had 4 goals and 3 helpers. Notable, Stamkos no points in Game 7, but they won it. So Stamkos' record in Game 7s is not great when it comes to his points production, but they won that one. So, that's important too. They beat Detroit in the first round in a Game 7. So it's important to see the team win, and I'm sure that for Stamkos, the accolades of getting all the points in a Game 7, you can give those to Justin Williams. I'll just take the Game 7 wins. Bishop, 4-3 with a .902 save percentage and 2 shutouts. So for Bishop, when he was on, he was great. There were some ugly numbers on this board. You've got him 23 for 28 here, 19 for 24 here, and 21 for 26 here. It's a miracle that he ends up with a save percentage over 900. So there you go. Tampa Bay New York Rangers 2015. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support throughout all of this time, and I will talk to you again soon.